Welcome to Connecting the Community podcast. I am your host, Marge Andre. I will be connecting you to people, organizations, and events that create community. I am creating this podcast in Richmond Hill, an eclectic and very culturally diverse community with lots of trees and streams and interesting people, just up the hill from Toronto. On this podcast, I will be talking with Priti Ruparel, Small Business Enterprise Center, SBEC, small business consultant. Her and her team have put together an International Women's Day celebration, a week-long event, March 4th to 8th. She has found amazing speakers and partners. Welcome, Priti.
Hey, Marge, thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast.
Oh, I am so glad we were able to find the time to do this. So looking forward to hearing more about it. But Priti, first, introduce yourself. How long have you worked for SBEC? And what is your training and experience to be a small business consultant?
So, Marge, I'm a small business consultant at the Richmond Hill Small Business Enterprise Center. I have been part of the SBEC, as you say, for almost 2 years. And I have 13 plus years of experience being an international trade professional as a bridge builder. Back in India, I was working with Global Affairs Canada, helping in Canada and their trade relations. I also worked in a nonprofit organization supporting domestic industry stakeholders. And in Canada, I also got the opportunity to be part of an incubation center to support international entrepreneurs to come to Canada through the Startup Visa program.
Whoa, that is impressive. So very good. I am glad you're part of Richmond Hill's initiative here. But can you describe what SBEC is? Why do we have it? And most cities do have small business enterprise centers, correct?
Yes. So the city of Richmond Hill has an innovative partnership with the province of Ontario, and we are part of 54 small business enterprise centers. So SBEC, as we say in short, our role is to be a one-stop resource for entrepreneurs. So whether someone is exploring entrepreneurship, just started with the business, or is already having an existing business, if they're looking for resources that will help them to pay forward in their business, we are there to be bridge builders and make them as success stories. And yes, most of the cities have them, so 54 of them across Ontario.
Okay, very good. Now I think we're going to talk about International Women's Day. Okay, you've actually stretched it to a whole week, which I think is good. International Women's Day is not something that's always been on my radar, only for the last few decades. I think when I was your age, I had never heard of it. And I believe many other people and only know about it or just a bit. So can you tell us a little bit more about it?
So the International Women's Day Celebration Week, you're right. A few years ago, we didn't have much awareness about empowering women. It used to be just March 8th, International Women's Day celebration. But now with the growing times, with lots of exposure to media, with a lot of support being given to the community, March 8th is a very important day for us to express that we are there to support each other. Women are there to support each other and grow together and thrive. So keeping that in mind, my team and I, we were discussing how we can make the International Women's Day a very special event and make it impactful for the community. And we decided, why not create a week-long celebration? And every day, we bring in interesting topics of discussion. We curate programs and sessions which would help the women entrepreneurs or participants, gain new insight, feel empowered, and on the big day, they can make an impactful difference in the community.
I want you to describe the program because I was impressed. But I have to ask you a personal question. Back in India, is International Women's Day, is it really a big event? Is it more so than here?
It is at par now. I
Okay.
moved from India 8 years ago. So
Okay.
back then I was working with the Canadian government and it was picking up the momentum. But now India is at par with Canada, even for celebration. You will find a lot of support and opportunities being given. So I will say that at par, India is also doing the same to support the community.
Okay. Yeah, I think one day I'd like to do a study of how different countries have embraced International Women's Day, but that's another topic. Okay. So, please tell us about the various components, the days that you have organized.
So you can say it's the International Women's Day celebration, as you mentioned, from March 4th to March 8th. So we have 6 events planned. And the overall theme of the celebration week, as we say in short form, is empowering women through entrepreneurship. So day one, we are focusing on the finance side. We have had queries from women entrepreneurs wanting to know about angel investing. So we invited Angel Investors Ontario to share insight on like angel investing 101. What are the nuances to keep in mind when women entrepreneurs want to raise funds or explore different financing solutions, including angel investing? We also have a senior mentor from Venture Lab, here, the Regional Innovation Center for the York region, to talk about financial modeling, because again, we have had entrepreneurs reaching out to us seeking support on how they can create financial projections. So the speaker is going to deep dive into the nuances involved for financial modeling. Day two, we have partnered with the Richmond Hill Public Library, and we are doing a session on how to start a small business for aspiring women entrepreneurs. We'll be sharing case studies and success stories of different women entrepreneurs who have leveraged on the resources or not only provided by us, but also by the community and the community partners, and they have thrived. So we are doing a session and information session for them. Third, day three is also very special. It's a session for immigrant women entrepreneurs as they share about their journey, the school of hard knocks, the new learnings they gain. Because coming from a different country, we have a speaker from Colombia, and she was in Dragon's Den. We have a speaker, a senior mentor from City of Richmond Hill, who's from Iran. And we have an entrepreneur from South Asian countries such as Pakistan who moved here through the startup visa program and navigated the challenges. And today she started a nonprofit organization supporting other international entrepreneurs to thrive in the ecosystem here. So we want to learn from them how they managed to balance the best of both the worlds and navigated in their entrepreneurial journey. Day four, we have a woman entrepreneur who will be talking on how to use ChatGPT to support your social media presence. So instead of saying what ChatGPT does, she'll be talking about what are the prompts, how you can practically use ChatGPT to support your social media. And this is happening in the morning. In the evening, the only in-person event that is happening, it's a tech meetup event for Richmond Hill Tech Community Meetup event, which is hosted in downtown Richmond Hill by Flex Space Incorporated. So we have invited women entrepreneurs in the tech space to share about their entrepreneurial journey. And finally, day five, which is the big day, we have successful women entrepreneurs who have leveraged on our funding programs, who have received services and support and mentorship support from us, to share about their journey. Not only through the grants, we have a speaker who was again in Dragon's Den, and she received $200,000 deal. And today she's scaling up in the US market and other international markets, and she's leveraged our support and connections that we could facilitate for her so that she can branch out in new markets. And we have other women entrepreneurs who participated in our program, that is the Starter Company Plus program. They participate in 2022. So we want them to talk about how they leveraged on the program and how they are successful now today. So yes, that's the interesting 6 events for a week-long celebration for women and the community that we have organized, that we are organizing.
Okay, very good. And if you need to recap or just find more, I will put in the podcast notes the link to it and all the information. I've signed up for the one about ChatGPT and social media. It's something that really interests me and I'm available for, so I've signed up for that one. But wow, what a lot of good learning, a lot of inspiration. So very impressive what you've done.
Thank you.
I have read the bios of some of the speakers and presenters, and there is really a diverse group. I believe the participants will receive really some broad insights. I think you would concur with that, correct?
Absolutely, all of them with the rich experience they have, and they are so excited to present to our participants, share their stories, share their learning, because they also want to make a difference in the community, and they are all game to connect with our attendees.
Well, I love to hear that. And there's no cost for these programs, correct?
No,
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 all
no.
our initiatives are free.
Perfect. I like to hear that too. Okay. How did you find these women? Like, do you really know them all, or did you just go Google and find them? What happened?
No, they are part of our network. So,
Okay.
what's the best thing in the Small Business Enterprise Center? We meet and connect with so many different professionals, especially like-minded, strong women entrepreneurs. Some of them had reached out to us for consultation to provide resources for their business. One of the speakers I mentioned who was in Dragon's Den, and she wanted to reach out to the US market. I met her through I'm a mentor in another organization, and she reached out to me, and I was able to connect her with the background working with Global Affairs Canada. I was able to facilitate introduction with Global Affairs Canada and Export Ontario so that she can be more prepared to export her products in the US market. It is through different event participation. And March, I'm also a volunteer at Organization of Women in International Trade, Toronto chapter. It's a non-profit organization for women in international trade, so international trade professionals and women entrepreneurs exporting in different markets are members of this association. So I was a board member for 4 years, managing events and membership portfolio. So as a vice president for both these portfolios, I got an opportunity to connect with most of these women in different events. And relationship building, Marsh, that's the key word. If you tell me, how did I bring in those fantastic speakers? It's through relationship building, because I have invested and sincerely invested relationship with these speakers. And I asked them, like, with the expertise they have, participate in our event, share your insight, because it's going to greatly benefit our community.
Thank you. I love that spirit, and thank you very much for all of that. Now, who are these events for? Are they just for Richmond Hill businesswomen?
No, this event is for all women, irrespective they are in Richmond Hill, they are in York region, GTA region, even if they are overseas, they can attend the event. These all events are virtual except the tech community meetup event, which is in person.
Right.
So women can attend. Even men who support women entrepreneurship and empowerment are most welcome to attend these sessions.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Are men allowed? Yes. Okay. Which makes sense because, as you said, there's often a supportive role there. So, yeah. Uh, do you have any stats on women in business in Richmond Hill? Like, how many women are have businesses here, and what type of business? Do you keep those, tally that?
This is a very interesting question, Marge. We don't really have the statistics for specific to women in Richmond Hill. However, as per Women Entrepreneurship Strategy report by the government, 17% of the Canadian small and medium-sized businesses are owned by women. So definitely, we want to make a difference and increase the statistics, but it's something we need to explore in the future, how we can collate the statistics specific to City of Richmond Hill.
Yeah, no, I'm just very curious. Do you work closely with the Richmond Hill Board of Trade?
Yes, we work very closely with them. Many of their initiatives we promote in our social media channels. We also attend them. So many of their members have reached out to us to learn about the resources that they can leverage for their business. So it's all about having a mutually beneficial collaboration with the community. And Richmond Hill Board of Trade, being an association for close-knit business community in the city, we want to be there to support their members.
Very good. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. There are three partners listed. You have the Richmond Hill Tech Community, FlexSpace, and the Public Library. Can you talk about these relationships?
Oh, absolutely. So let's start with the Richmond Hill Tech Community. So Richmond Hill Tech Community was started by a resident of Richmond Hill. Her name is Elia Nishaburi, and she started a meetup event of all the like-minded tech professionals in Richmond Hill. Most of them usually go to downtown Toronto, and she initiated to set up a meetup event for people to meet in Richmond Hill. And we loved, the initiative that she started, and we supported her since June 2023. We also presented in one of her sessions, and we always support her initiative, which she organizes every 2 months. And we have seen so many success stories from those meetup events. So Richmond Hill Tech Community, it's something that's very close to us because it was started by a resident of Richmond Hill. The second being the Richmond Hill Public Library. So Marge, I'm not sure if you have checked the website of the library. They have fantastic resources for small business owners and entrepreneurs, especially the research databases. And every time when we speak to entrepreneurs and they're looking for tools for market research, we always refer them to explore the tools available with the Richmond Hill Library. There is CanSim, there is Consumer Reports, Data Axle. These are fantastic tools, Marge. So this way we promote the library so that they get more members, and even the entrepreneurs can benefit and get the market intelligence for their business. And we have seen the library, organizing different initiatives to support the local business. Last year, they had done a wellness event, and many of our clients had participated. They got good traction. They were able to profile themselves. So working with the library to support the entrepreneurs, we decided to explore with them. Let's do a session on how to start a small business for aspiring entrepreneurs. And we have been doing a few in-person events for them, providing an information session. And also there are a few consultations calls that the library organizes for us to connect with their members who want to explore entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And the last partnership with FlexSpace Incorporated. So FlexSpace, they are members of the Richmond Hill Board of Trade. We connected with them. We also visited the co-working space. It is in downtown Richmond Hill. Fantastic location, fabulous. You find positive energy out there. You can see that positive energy amongst the young entrepreneurs, the kind of support they are providing besides the co-working space facility. And they mentioned to us that they would now like to pay forward to the community and want to support us. And that's how we decided to matchmake. Why not connect Elia, the organizer for the meetup event for the tech community, with FlexSpace, and we will support them. So we have been bridge builders and trying to create success stories and create a mutually beneficial collaboration for the parties involved.
Very good. And I love all those words of collaboration, mutual benefit, bridge building. Those are some of my favorite words, and glad to hear that you're saying them as well, because it's so important. And the library, I'm a big fan of that, but I don't always think of business support, like the consumer reports and such. So yeah, anyone who's not paid attention to the library is really missing out. So yeah, I'll give another plug out for the library. So how are you going to measure success of this event?
So definitely we are seeing, there's a good social media engagement, the impressions that we are receiving momentum. Even our partners have been sharing about the event. So those metrics are going to be very helpful for us to understand the social media outreach, even the number of registration and participation of attendees in our events, which is growing each passing day. The feedback, we plan to send feedback and survey forms to the attendees to learn what topics were of interest, what were the key takeaways for them, what action points they would like, if they would like to have a consultation call with us, how we can mentor them in their business. So these are some of the key metrics which we planned to, note down, and this is how we can measure success. Marge, we just want to share one thing, like journey for 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Yep. This is the first time that we are doing a week-long celebration for women empowerment. So the metrics will be very helpful for us to be more informed how we can make every year impactful for the community.
Okay, very good. And have you started thinking about next year already?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this evening, I'm going for an event at York University Y Space for the ELA program. They have already shown interest, and we can explore collaboration. There are so many community partners who have shown interest, and in that 1 week we could accommodate this much. There are different. Next edition, you will see something more. So we
Okay,
want to ensure that we bring interesting sessions with the right partners on board for the community.
very good. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
March, I'll just say this much. I'm a marathon runner and I get the runner's high. Women empowerment and entrepreneurship is the same runner's high I feel when we were planning this event. It's very grateful to have a fantastic team, right from Martina Edinak, my manager and senior economic development officer, my fellow team member, Adeline Luke, he's a small business consultant, Juliana Svetlitsla, she's our program support administrator, all of them, the economic development team, right from our director, Anthony, to our senior economic development officer, Brenda, each one of them have played a very important role, and the communications team, Patty. Very grateful to have a fantastic team, as we say in the social media hashtag, teamwork makes the dream work. This is a sincere initiative that we are doing for the city, for the community. Please attend our event. We are sure that you will find it very helpful. And if we can motivate you, bring that spark in you to get out of the comfort zone, forget the imposter syndrome, and make a difference, please attend our events.
Okay, very good. And I sincerely believe that if we have a strong business community, we have a strong community. So that's my perspective. I'm often paying attention more to the entire community than just the business community, but I know very well. Something I've heard our mayor often say, David West has often said, the business community is so, so important. So I think you have support of mayor and council as well for this event.
Absolutely. They all have been very gracious to share their good wishes to us for the event, and we want to make everybody proud of us.
Very good. Okay. I do end this podcast with a guest response to the same question. So your response to the question, name one thing you really like about this community.
Matter of belonging.
Okay.
That's what I love. When I speak, when I represent our city in events, I say our city.
Yeah.
The matter of belonging that I feel very proud to be part of the Richmond Hill Small Business Enterprise Center. It's a platform giving an opportunity for me to give to the community and for the community to leverage on what resources we can provide, and they can become success stories. The business community, again, March, close-knit, supporting each other. And yes, it's the matter of belonging with the city.
Okay, I love that. Okay, I will add again the website, how you can sign up, explore more of the courses, the programs. Sign up to go to the in-person one there at FlexSpace. So again, thank you, Priti, for taking the time to do this podcast.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Marge. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for listening. I would very much appreciate you sharing this podcast. Please tune in next week as we continue to explore the community. Consider emailing me at Marge, M-A-R-J, at margeandre.com. I welcome suggestions for podcast guests. Stay well, stay connected.